scratch here and there. Testing for the podcast. Just talk about some random shit. I got my dog Blue. He's here. This is back to you. How fat do I look? Plan right now is to record our first podcast Wednesday. Then I'm going to figure out how to upload it somewhere, probably Vimeo, Ustream maybe, Thanksgiving Day, and see if people actually want to watch it, listen to it, hear what we have to say. Probably not. But we would be sitting around having a conversation anyway, so we may as well record it and upload it even if nobody watches it. It's going to be pretty random. We want to talk about whatever we want. The first podcast we might have some questions to help spur along the conversation. My brother has a list of questions that he uses, and he actually had uploaded like some interviews onto YouTube where he would ask questions. There'd be two choices. That was the format. So he would say like Star Trek or Star Wars, and you'd have to answer. But the way he did it is that you couldn't preface your answer by anything. You just had to answer. Whole or 2%. You couldn't even say, "Oh, you mean milk?" No, just answer the question. We might use those. I was thinking I was going to at first. I don't know. I think we can do it without those questions and just kind of have a random conversation. This podcast won't be for kids. We'll talk about life in general, including sex, relationships, human interaction, recent events. Probably we'll try to avoid the Penn State story just out of general frustration. Although, maybe not. There's probably a lot to be said on that. But I think most of it's already been said. It's like beating a dead horse, and it's so sad and aggravating. Besides that, the first podcast right now I think is going to be me, Michael MJ Adelman II, TJ Spicer, Anthony Lee Spicer Jr., and I believe Chris Rudisil. I don't know if he's got a middle name. I'm sure he does. He goes by Hijinks, Christopher Hijinks Rudisil, but I think that is not his middle name. That's just what he likes. Could be wrong. Could be his middle name. He's a DJ. He's a cool guy. I think he'll have interesting perspectives on things. TJ Spicer works in the shop, and we kind of got the idea to go ahead and do this podcast because we talk about such random stuff in the shop anyway, that we thought maybe it would be cool to record it and put it up there for anybody to see. But again, this might be something that nobody wants to watch, and it probably is. We'll try to make it entertaining, but we just don't know how many people would actually want to see would actually care what we have to say. We'll see. I've been listening to the Joe Rogan podcast for, I don't know, a few months. I haven't listened to all of them. I started about 3 months ago, but I like it. I do like his format, the interviews and the perspectives that they have. I don't want to duplicate the Joe Rogan experience. So, I mean, if you see me doing it, call me on it. Anybody who ever sees it. And you'll know, because I'll probably use the word, I'll probably call people cunts a lot. You fucking stupid cunts. That's what he does. That's what Joe Rogan does. Or, but I love it. I mean, I love the way he gets so excited about the stuff that he's talking about, and then he gets animated and uses the word cunt a lot. I don't know. So I want it to kind of be like that, but I don't want it to be a copy of the Joe Rogan Experience. I want it to be something original. Brian Redband uses they do a video podcast, and they use what am I trying to say? Split screens, where Joe will usually be in the middle, not always, and then Brian, and then the guest. We don't have the technology to do that right now. We're just going to go one camera, and we've got some couches here. I might move it around. I've got another chair over there. I don't know. This is plenty of room for 3 people right now. I think that's all we're going to have on the first one. So, yeah, plan is to record this Wednesday. Although now that I'm thinking, I don't know if that's going to work, because I will have my kids Wednesday, and we can't really be in here dropping F-bombs and just talking freely while they're here. So I'll have to think about that. I definitely want to put this thing up though Thanksgiving, because I think if I can start, this week I can start like popping on Facebook, BamCast, premiere coming Thanksgiving, whatever the date will be, and just start popping that up a few places and people see it. Maybe they'll be sitting around with their families. Everybody gets together with their families on Thanksgiving, and there's usually some dead time. Some people want to get away for a little while, and maybe they'll pop onto their iPad, their iPhone, their Droid, their computer, their laptop, and say, hey, there's going to be a BamCast. Or maybe I'm way too expectorant that people would give a shit. I don't know. It doesn't matter though, because we're going to do it, and if nobody watches, nobody watches. We're going to have no expectations, and just have fun with it. We'll probably try to do it every week, once a week, and I think we can come up with 60 minutes. We should be able to come up with 60 minutes of stuff to talk about without repeating or having a lot of dead space, silence. So I was thinking about what music to use as like an intro, because I think all good shows need an intro song or something to tag them. And I really liked the Black Keys. Obviously all their stuff is good, but Howling for You, or what was the other one that I liked? Tighten Up. But I don't know how the licensing rights go for that, so I'm going to have to look into that. My ex-wife told me that there was a site that I could go to and pay a fee or something, and then be able to use that. So I'm going to check that out. She told me what the name of it was. I was going to write it down and I didn't. Might have to make a phone call to figure that out. Damn, I wish I could remember stuff. I have to write stuff down now, because even though when she said it, I couldn't find anything to write it down with. I said it like in my head a bunch of times, but I've got nothing. So I also want to see what a video would sound like if I actually play a video on the computer that I'm using over the crappy speakers that I have. I'm going to try to get some better speakers up here. I've got some downstairs I think I can use. But just do this test real quick. I'm recording the podcast and I'm on the internet. I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'll just pop up the Black Keys. And Tighten Up. See how it sounds. I'm downloading a bunch of stuff in my bedroom, so this internet connection speed might be really crappy too. Let's this is that commercial YouTube is putting in front of a lot of videos right now. I've seen it a million times. I still don't even know what it's about. Guy on a motorcycle. Oh, it's a droid car. Yeah, wrong as people, whatever. Droids suck. My opinion, not yours.
Why are we at the playground?
Because I told Patrick.
So here's the video.
Do I have to
It
play
starts
with the
out
song?
with looks like a dad and a
But it
kid
smells like
talking.
Granny's cussing.
Just, I don't know, hold your breath or something.
The song will be starting in a minute. Go ahead and minimize this window and see myself, so I can see myself. That's what I like about Windows 7 is we can drag stuff to the side.
Hey, man. Hey.
And you can use split screen like that.
Hey!
Alright. This is Tighten Up. This is one of them I was thinking about using. I wouldn't use that. I'd find just the song without the intro stuff to it. What does this sound like when I play it? Is the question.
I wanted love, I needed love, most of all, someone said true love was.
Here's the thing, I like that song better than Howling for You. But I think Howling for You is a better intro song for what we're trying to do here. Let's see, it's about the song, not the... I think this is it. This to me,
Alright,
I don't know, it just kind of seems like it should be the intro to my podcast, if I can use it legally.
well I must admit, I can't explain any of these thoughts racing.
And the other one,
It's true.
I was thinking about using,
Baby, I'm
it's kind of a shop theme song, and they're all flat keys, kind of on a flat keys kick right now. But we kind of made this our unofficial shop theme song. It's called My Next Girlfriend, or My Next Girl. It's just called Next Girl. But I don't really want to use this one because, although I love the song, it's kind of the topic of like my next girl will be better than my last girl. And that's just not the message I really want to send. I don't want somebody to think that I'm directing that towards my ex-wife. The other thing I kind of need to figure out, what I want to have a laptop or something here that I could obviously look stuff up on as we're talking to maybe to be able to fact check. Not that the facts will ever get in the way of a good podcast anyway, but usually you don't have information ready. We want to have information readily available. We're talking about stuff that we think we know, but we don't, and end up sounding like, idiots, which we might be. Who knows? But I also want to be able to take that laptop and, we're talking about a video or something we've seen online, just turn it around and point it towards the camera so that if anybody is watching, they would be able to reference what we're talking about. I know Brian Redband has a way that he actually wipes the screen, and then I think probably the laptop that he has pops up on the webcam, on the video feed anyway. And that's probably more technology than I have right now to be able to do stuff like that. I mean, they actually have a studio. This is my living room. Nothing fancy. It's the apartment that is above my shop that I live in. I've lived here for about 2.5 years since I got divorced. It's nothing fancy. It's 3 bedrooms. This is the living room, and then there's a dining room and a kitchen. It's everything I need, though. I mean, I have everything here that I need. My dog is downstairs barking at somebody walking down the street. Like he's a guard dog, right? Yeah, right. He's a good dog, though. Alright, I think I probably have enough to, I just want to test, see what this looks like, see what it sounds like, see what those videos sound like being played over the same computer and then picked up by the microphone feed. I have another microphone I can use. I'm probably going to redo another test with that microphone and see if it sounds better. I assume that it would, but we need to find out. The nice thing about that microphone is I think I can run it, put it over here, maybe on the table, get a little bit closer to where we are, and then keep the camera further back where it can pan out and see all of us. But that's about all I got. Wish this thing would tell me how long it's been going. See if there's an option. Just got this webcam, so I don't know much about it. And the Microsoft, it's the Microsoft LiveCam. We're just using the software that came with it. Blue! Iniwa! Blue dog, Iniwa! I spent 1.5 years in Korea, and that's about the only Korean word I know. Still remember. It means come here. Alright, so I'll shut this down and see how it sounds. Maybe even test to upload it. And if you watch it, thanks. I don't suspect that anybody will. Watch my chubby butt sitting here on my couch in my sweatpants and my favorite sweatshirt that I've had for probably 20 years. It's a little tore up, but I can't bring myself to throw it away. And it's so thin too now. I mean, it doesn't really, you know, if I go out in the winter, it doesn't really help. But I like it. I like it a lot. All right, shut down to rebound later.